Hello, good morning, and good evening. Thank you for attending today. I am Stela Fink, and I am going to be presenting to you my cybersecurity journey as a Latina. As you may or may not know, the field of cybersecurity has always been a dynamic and intriguing landscape, evolving rapidly with the growth of technology. My journey into this world has been driven by curiosity, a passion for problem solving, and the desire to protect the digital frontier. In this presentation, I will share my challenges and learnings from my cybersecurity journey. I have over 24 years of technical experience. I have done anything from service desk, technical refresh projects, to now being a information security incident response manager. My credentials are cybersecurity certified through ISC2 and a certified Scrum Master. I also have 7 cybersecurity leadership certifications through Proofpoint. I think that all of these combined have helped me to learn a lot and be where I am in my cybersecurity journey. It hasn't stopped. I was born in a little town named Zempoala, Veracruz, Mexico. Those pictures that you see there with the ruins, I used to play in when we would come visit my grandparents and extended family. I was raised in Houston, Texas. We moved when I was 3 years old, and eventually became a U.S. citizen in 2001. I was introduced to computers when I was in the elementary school, 5th grade. It was mainly used as a learning tool for mathematics. It really intrigued me. I couldn't understand how a computer could help you think and learn mathematics. So every chance I got in front of that computer just to learn. Eventually, my instructors at the time um, helped me to get into a competition called NumberSense. And from my understanding, it involved a lot of the schools in the Houston area. And it was just basically a timed test where you needed to solve and complete mathematical problems. Not using a calculator, but all in your head and as much as you could. I placed 19th in that competition. Fast forward to high school, I graduated top 10% of my class. As part of graduating at top 10% of the class, I was awarded a scholarship from LULAC to go to Berkeley and get my bachelor's, then go to Texas A&M and get my master's in chemical engineering. Unfortunately, this was my first letdown in my career. My mom did not approve of this, and she did not want me to go away for college. So I did not get the scholarship, but I did not let that stop me. I continued on and I went on to Houston Community College to get my basic courses out of the way before continuing on and getting my bachelor's in business management in 2004. My early career, um, it was actually started while I was in high school. I took a data processing class. Part of the data processing class was that we would work half a day during our senior year. So I went to work for Technical Oil. In the Technical Oil position, I was somewhat of an administrative assistant. I helped out in the human resource college recruiting department. I quickly learned how to use Lotus 123 and EW4. Well, during the time that I was there, I became the go-to person for all of the technical computer issues that they had. After graduating, I became a office manager for an oil and gas, smaller oil and gas company. I also became their technical go-to person. I implemented a lot of applications that were oil and gas applications to help monitor all of Mr. Barney's oil rigs that he had. I also automated a lot of the tasks that the accountant did manually. Fast forward to 1998, when I worked at Latham and Watkins. I was in California, and I learned as much as I could from talking to the network engineers. Every project that came up that they needed assistance with, I raised my hand. I wanted to get involved. I wanted to learn. So in 1999, when everyone was freaking out that, oh no, here comes 2000, our systems are going to die, the world is going to go back to 1900, the law firm decided that they needed to have someone to look at their systems, to be there and monitor in case this actually happened. So, of course, I volunteered. It was a night shift starting at 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. I was ready, all set with my snacks and my hacker movies, from Hackers to Sneakers to War Games and Tron. Needless to say, nothing happened. The world continued. Midnight came and went, and the systems were up. So, later on that year, I moved on to a smaller company, smaller law firm, where I was one of two service desks and only one senior engineer. So he was one of my very first mentors in technology. He helped me to learn all of the back-end network switches and routers and APs that the law firm had. As learning, I did a lot of homework to try to figure out Cisco switches and routings and what are routing tables and how do I get this AP up and running and connected? Well, the partners and the special counsel folks saw that I was very bright and learned a lot, that they asked me to come help set up their home networks. I started creating wireless network segmentation before I even knew what a wireless segmentation was. I continued my learning by getting my CompTIA project plus to help manage my very first technical refresh project at that particular law firm. In my mid-year, I moved back to Texas in 2007, continuing to work as a senior IT project manager for a medical device company. I honed in on my technical skills, trying to make sure that I understood how to run a technical project, making sure I kept all of the tasks that I needed to put in that project planned so that we would be able to manage technical projects correctly. I became fast forward to 2010, I became a firearms personal protection instructor while still working at Dell. As a firearms and personal protection instructor, I taught a lot of classes. I helped a lot of women to become more comfortable with their firearms and personal security. In looking back, I wonder what actually intrigued me about firearms and personal protection. Well, it had to do with security. So I also became a certified personal protection officer, where I learned how to secure places, how I advanced my skills in clearing rooms in case we needed to do that. Fast forward to 2017, my life um, would actually, I believe, make a good change. I met an amazing person who has built his entire career in cyber. He introduced me to my very first cybersecurity conference. in 2018, besides Austin, was my very first conference that I went to, and I loved it. I went and I learned about threat hunting, which, if you're a hunter, to me, I put the two and two together. You're curious, and you just kind of sit there and watch. Hunting is kind of the same way, but threat hunting, you've got to actually learn and know what you need to do. He also introduced me to the Black Hat community. And in the Black Hat community, I was able to attend my very first Black Hat conference in 2018 as a Black Hat conference associate. During the time that I was there, I actually did a lot of networking. I talked to a lot of cyber community leaders. I was able to sit in the rooms when there was briefings to help the attendees get through, to the correct briefing room. So I was able to build up my network. Fast forward to 2020. We spent the entire weekend learning how to build honey pies. Well, he knew already. I was learning, and it was great. I was like, this is amazing. This is there. Nobody knew, or at least I didn't at the time, knew how much work went into the back end to be able to protect your data, to be able to protect your privacy, everything. I was very much intrigued. In 2023 is when I started my Proofpoint cyber leadership certification. So I've attained 7, and I want to continue to learn the product and their certifications. In 2024 is when I achieved my ISC2 certified in cybersecurity. So the lessons that I've learned, know your worth. Know your value. Don't let rejection stop you. When my mom told me that I couldn't get my bachelor's degree paid for through LULAC, I didn't let that stop me. But I think that that was a way for me to get to where I'm at. I don't think that I would be here if I would have taken the road that was offered to me at the time. Don't let failure stop you. Fail fast, fail hard, and start over. Keep learning. You're never too old to learn. You are going to always learn something. Whether it's taking a class, going to a cybersecurity conference, sitting in here, hopefully you've learned something. Celebrate your wins and celebrate the wins of others. Takeaways that I learned: cybersecurity is huge. So, yeah, do your homework. Make sure that you know what is it that intrigues you, that inspires you, that piques your interest, and do some more. Find that one thing. Talk to people. Go to groups and communities that you may have in your local area. There's a lot of webinars that you can attend that'll help you to learn, help you to hone in on that particular area of cybersecurity that you want to go into, and find a mentor. Find a mentor that's going to help you and guide you, and maybe help bridge the gap between, if you're going from a non-cyber area to a cyber area, help to mend that gap and show you what it is that you need to learn. So, in closing, I want to thank you very much for attending my presentation. Feel free to connect with me. Here are just a couple of the ways that you can connect. Thank you.